What's up, guys? How you doing? Matt Pryor's here again, my good buddy Leon, and today we're going to take a different perspective on the use of guard for self-defense, and you can almost say MMA too, where there's striking involved, where there's actually a real situation, where it's not just having fun grappling, playing jiu-jitsu or submission grappling, that we now have to take it from a self-defense perspective. And I think that's where originally guard came from, that it really was a smart self-defense application that turned into a huge sporting application, very creative space, especially Chris behind the camera is a wizard at guard, especially getting leg locks and all fun stuff off of that, which is very cool, very creative, especially in that, like I said, sport grappling world. But from a self-defense perspective, things quickly change. And Leon and I are going to kind of explore some topics today. Fighting from guard when someone can hit you, when you're really forced to get up or you have to get up, and using some sweeps or techniques to reverse the situation and get back to our feet or take our opponent down. So that's the topic today. Let's have some fun. Okay, so I like to think there's a few major stances or positions from a self-defense perspective of guard. If I'm in neutral, which means I'm sitting flat on my ass, both feet on the ground, and my hands are in front, I have limited movement, and this would be good for sport if Leon is forcing himself to engage me directly. We're playing that hand fight battle, etc. It's a little more controlled, slower pace, a more technical pace, okay? If Leon starts moving around me, it's almost kind of hard to stay glued to my ass and move around, okay? So just like in fighting, there's a stances that we'll use. So to me, if I drop my right leg down, left leg up, I am now on my right hip socket only, all right? My left foot's on the mat, right hand's on the mat, and now my left hand is up. This is like a seated guard approach where I have to me like a left leg lead, right, or an orthodox stance. In my mind, my left foot and my right hand are now like my base or my feet, and my left hand and my right foot are my like tools, like my hands would be. So it's almost reverse, like, or standing up, I've got two hands, my feet on the ground. On the ground, it's like, now my left foot is my base, my right hand's my base, and now my left hand can defend and my right hand can defend as well. Now if Leon starts moving around, it's very easy for me to stay with him because I have more mobility on my hip. If he comes really far over here, I can even switch my stance defending us. And this is when you start taking jiu-jitsu with me or grappling with me, it's one of the first drills I ever have you do. Bruce wants to get involved. And go lay down, bud. So I gotta go lay down. Okay. That I should have, the ability to move in guard is very important. If I can't move in guard, I can't get up. So the first drill again is that Leah starts charging, coming at me, I'm moving my body away, and I'm looking to build up my base to a technical stand-up position. And if there's one important move in jiu-jitsu that everybody should learn from a ground guard perspective, it's a technical stand-up. And a lot of times, many people get this wrong in the beginning. If you think of the goal of the technical stand-up is I have to create space, get away from my buddy, get away from my opponent. So if Leon's charging, I drop my hand, I let him right on top of me, I've got a big problem, all right? So if there is some space between us, a little bit of space, maybe just 2 or 3 feet, now I can employ technical stand-up. There's 2 ways to do this. If you're just learning, post on your left foot, post on your right hand, and you draw your right knee to your right hand, okay? So I'm now creating even more space, pivot, stand up. If you ever done a Turkish get-up, it's essentially the exact same movement pattern. The next evolution of that, and the true evolution of technical stand-up, is not only jumping off my lead foot, and then very important, I've got to get right back to a stance. So my right foot is to come right behind my hand. So I post, jump, and now I'm back to my feet, okay? So you go on your butt now. So a good drill we're gonna do is that I'm gonna start flowing around Leon. And Leon is gonna scoot out a little bit, circle to keep, like I said in the beginning, make sure his feet stay tracking me. Pause again. If I get over here on Leon, that's not good for him. Now he's got a huge problem. So his job is to stay with me. And then when he feels it, he's just gonna add a technical stand-up. Now I'm also not gonna be like walking around. I'm gonna be a little engaged. So I'm gonna try to, encroach on him a little bit. And then he's gonna do his get-up. So we're moving around, and then on flow, and when he feels it, he's just gonna pop up to his feet and create some space. Again. So moving, I'm coming after him. He's just gonna look back to his base. One more time. So if you guys are new to jiu-jitsu or just want to improve your guard from a self-defense perspective, I can't think of a better drill to start off. In fact, almost every single student who starts off with me in this school will start exactly from this when I'm teaching them guard. There's so many other cool techniques we can do, but the ability to get up is vitally important. So one more time, I'm moving and I'm coming at him and he just pops his feet up whenever he feels he has that space, okay? Okay, so this is like a seated guard position that makes it very easy for us to get back to our feet. And I'm just gonna add a quick add-on. Let's say Leon does get too close. I can start using my feet to start checking his range. So as he says, I can maybe just check his foot, and that's gonna give me my burst off to get back to my feet. But eventually, not eventually, but say I can't get up, that Leon's too quick and he gets on top of me. Okay, pause right here, perfect. This is not good, right? Now my head is completely in front of him and he's almost shut down my legs again. He's got, like, my legs almost become null and void because he's right on top of me. So now we kind of need to change our guard. I sometimes call it a happy baby guard, but the technical term is supine guard, where I'm now gonna be on my back, all right? My feet are up, toes out, and my hands are in front. I'm not really there, but you know, you're now using your hands. We don't want to put our hands on the mat. I'm almost doing a crunch the whole time, and now I'm trying to keep my head away and then use my feet, all right, to defend myself. So let's say Leon gets approached again. Now I can use that same leg to kick off, build back to my seated guard position, and then add my technical stand-up. Movement down here is much harder. If Leon starts circling me, I have to use my elbows and a little bit of a hip hop. I have to get my hips up in air and scoot a little bit and use my elbows to steer. This definitely takes some dexterity as well as some strong abs. So if Leon starts moving, as he maybe approaches in, I kick, build back up, and hit my technical stand-up. Again, another very important drill that by staying with my opponent, so you can move a little bit, by circling and using my elbows to steer, get my butt in the air, and make sure my feet track him, excuse me, and then I feel him come in. Now what leg you kick with will depend on what leg he has forward. Yes, thank you. So if he has his right leg forward, I'm gonna kick with my left leg, build up, and hit my stand-up. If he kicks with his right or steps on his right leg forward, I'm gonna kick my right leg, build up, and then hit my technical stand-up, okay? So now I'll do the same drill with Leon. He's on his back, I'm going in front of him, he's here, okay? Now I'm moving around, he's a circle. Oh, Leon wants to use his feet. He's not good at this drill yet. It's all right though, we need it. All right, and then he feels my leg forward, kicks, back. So let's do that one again because I want to point out something. Leon kicked with his right leg and then turned that way. I guess not necessarily wrong, but what he could feel is that when he kicks this, like, almost generates momentum and it forces him into that seated side. So you guys kind of think about this. If I was here and I kick, it's almost like I'm generating that momentum on that side to build up. Instead of, because my toes are facing that way, instead of kicking and trying to turn over to the other side. If you think about, like, this leg is already gonna be lower. It's like I'm almost in that seated guard position when I'm kicking, so my toes are already pointed out. So kick, that generates your force to rock up your seated guard. Okay, so let's go back to that grounded position, all right? And now Leon's gotten really close to us where I am now not able to get my feet to his knees, but my feet can come to his hips line. Now, if I just have my feet connected to Leon only, it's very easy for him to grab my feet, throw them by, and get into a very bad position on me, start passing my guard. So what we try to do is reinforce this. So when he grabs, when I get a foot on the hip, I'm also gonna grab his Achilles, all right? And whatever leg or whatever hand I have, so my right hand's on his Achilles, my right foot is gonna mirror on his hip socket. Again, toes pointing away. I'm not going straight up. I'm gonna have that, you know, outside, almost like the triangle position of my feet. Now, what's important, this leg, I don't leave it flat on the ground because it's easy for him to step over. I don't put it between his legs, just be lazy. Normally I gotta put it just kind of chilling right at his hip. I'm gonna kind of keep it cocked. And this is where our first striking starts to come from our guard. So if this is pure self-defense, this guy's on top of me, I'm gonna grab on that Achilles, anchor my foot to his hip, boom, huge up kick, all right? Popular in MMA, you probably don't see it as much lately, but if I have a good grip, good control over his hip, I can now anchor myself to him and drive my foot way up in the air and kick him back, all right? So now let's go right into our first major sweep that, again, is one of the first things we teach everybody because it's so effective that you'll use it at white belt to black belt level, and it's perfect for self-defense, MMA, sport BJJ, I don't care what it is. It's a tripod sweep. It's just one of my favorites, and one of our few black belts here do it very, very effectively against all levels of martial arts. So the difference is now his left foot, has come behind his knee, all right? I'm still making sure I keep a strong connection to that hip. That's keeping away. Then it's a push, a pull, a push, then an anchor. So I'm gonna kick with my right foot, pull my left foot, and I think about my toes are curling underneath Leon's kneecap, and then I'm gonna pull Leon's with my right hand, pull Leon's foot to my hip and fall slightly to that side. Okay, this is a very important position, all right? You almost wanna rush up right now, but that's a huge mistake, because right now we're almost 50-50. What's keeping Leon down is the fact that I'm laying on his leg and I've actually got a still active trap on his foot. For you leg lock guys or anything like that, this is a great opportunity to start feeding in for a straight ankle lock, or I'm just now gonna use a technical stand up again. So very simply, I put both feet in the middle, build up to my base, technical stand up. Now I'm in a great position to start passing his guard, or it could simply just be running away depending on the situation I'm in, or following up the punches. So again, here, and a great way we start drilling this is, let's say I'm seated guard, Leon might, from a sport perspective, Leon will grab my legs, flip me on my ass, and start pressuring me, boom. I stop that pressure, get control of that Achilles. Now again, for self-defense, I hit that up kick, snake right behind, sorry. I'll hit that up kick, snake right behind, push, pull, anchor to my hip, make sure I fall or rotate my hip to the side that I take down. And now I'm here, okay? Again, if I come back up real quick, let's say I do this technique with very little control at the end. We are completely neutral. It's whoever's fast enough and smart enough to get quickly back to their feet, all right? So I have to make sure that when I knock him down, I'm laying on that leg. I'm using that trap. I still have this Achilles. Now my get up is very easy. And again, start guard passing, throwing punches, or getting out of there. Okay, one more time. Actually, let's have you do this technique, okay? So Leon's on his back. And let's have you seated first, almost defensive. And I start charging, he went down, he starts bringing one back to his back, anchors, gives me an up kick, other leg. Boom, there you go. So this is good for Leon too, because we have to think when we're doing that up kick, there's two anchor points. His right hand is anchoring to my leg, then his right foot is anchoring to my hip, so he's able to control my leg, then push off, like dig down, so he gets his hips way up in the air. And then, especially if I'm over here to punch him, boom, I'm just taking a foot to the face, okay? Now, we're here again, he just snakes that leg behind, push, pull, anchor, boom. Make sure he falls there, continues good control, and then just hits his technical stand up to the middle. Good. One more time. So here I'm coming after him, boom, he flattens out, grabs it, up kick, snake it down. Nice sweep. Not bad at all. Okay, so the next evolution of that tripod sweep is what we call a sickle sweep. And it's very common, even if I want to do it offensively, but it's very common, let me use you, Leon, again, that let's say I'm here and Leon like backsteps his leg like far away from me, where I now, maybe he's trying to avoid my up kick and maybe I can't get that leg underneath. This also could happen, come back a little bit, is he starts peeling this foot off. I would replace the other foot here, okay? But that one kind of leads us more to our Del Hiva, which I'll do another lesson. But for now, when he kind of gets that leg out, I want to go leg, reverse my legs, and the other leg's gonna weave into the middle. So now we should have a very similar approach to our tripod sweep. It's just our legs are reversed. So this is gonna be my pushing leg now. This is gonna be my pulling, and I'm still gonna anchor here, okay? I added a reinforcement grip, my left hand right behind his leg, and now I chop, kick, pull. Right back, just a little reversed. Right back to where we were, just a little bit reversed. I'm keeping that leg in the middle, drive up, and now I'm back here, okay? As a fun bonus, is a great way to set up a knee bar for you sport guys. So I sweep through, boom, kick, ride the wave, sit in to my knee bar. Very fun technique, nice series. Again, we're here. Now, let's just say I may just choose to do this offensively. I'm just gonna switch, tuck, anchor, whoop, leg in the middle, and stand up. If we want to add that knee bar in there as a bonus, we would switch, boom. Now it's very important. If I'm gonna need the knee bar, I'm gonna be pulling this tight to my belly and riding the wave up so that I get my butt essentially right where my foot is. I keep that grip, sit, and my left elbow, my right elbow, is right behind his Achilles. I fall to my hip, check his butt, grab my own ass, and finish a knee bar. Another variation that sickle sweep that one of our instructors, Kenny, does, is that instead of going behind a knee, which I prefer, he comes down to the Achilles, and same thing, you just boom, chop, and right back to your feet. Both are viable, just as in all jiu-jitsu and grappling. You know, it's all, at the end of the day, it's all interpretation. Even though we're all doing jiu-jitsu and grappling here, his representation and my representation and Chris's representation are all very different. You know, how we interpret, what techniques we use, what makes more sense to us, what fits our body. And that's really to be, you know, you should be discovering as your own martial artist. But these, the sickle sweep and this tripod sweep are beautiful combinations together that if you are learning a self-defense guard, these should be, you know, meat and potatoes. Now, the two techniques we did last, the sickle sweep and the tripod sweep, the foot was coming to the outside, all right, they're stepping in. Your opponent, you know, may also step to the middle. Boom, something like this, okay, where it's a very natural reaction that maybe if his legs are more open and I can't get my foot to the outside, or maybe it doesn't feel natural to me, I want to hit him, I might step to the middle and punch, okay? So there's a lot of variations of guards we can do, especially in the sport world, when someone's in the middle, shin on shin, single leg series, there's a whole plethora of things you can play with. But one of my simplest and favorite ones, reverse this. Essentially, I'm gonna do a single leg takedown, okay? So for camera, why don't you step with your right leg in the middle? Okay. So we're here again and jam me up, and he's coming nice and close, okay? So I'm gonna kick off, my feet are still gonna be similar, but now like my right foot's gonna be here, my left foot's almost in a deli heave hook. I'm not gonna set up my grip yet, go right to the middle for me. So that's harder for me to get my grip good. So now I'm just gonna kick off my foot with the right leg and build up to my seated guard position here, very quickly, okay? Now when I do this, I have to start off balancing Leon that way. So in my mind, as I sit up, I'm clubbing the back of his knee, my forearm, and the bend of my arm, almost like I'm trying to throw a left hook, and then make him face a little bit that way. And then you should see, I should build up so that Leon's knee is in line with my hip socket, okay? If I come up right to the knee, he just drives me down that knee and starts punching me in the face. I'm having a very bad day, okay? So here, I kick off, boom. And now I'm getting quickly to look that way. Of course, I'm not staying here, right? And a very simple sweep I'm gonna do is eventually gonna do a technical stand-up. I think on the bend in my knee is gonna hook onto his Achilles, and then I go to my knees. Again, if I'm doing a technical stand-up, I'm gonna bring my knee almost to where my hand is, and then as I come up, I'm gonna pinch my knees together. Boom. That drops Leon down, all right? Very simply, I can reach out for that ankle, drive forward. Now on top, either start passing, punching, or getting up, or here, boom. I kick up, boom. Let's say I'm just too far away. I can latch onto his back, just be heavy, and again, start punching, boom, or get up and away, all right? I could also do this a bit offensively. Say I'm seated guard, I could scoot in and get that angle, scoop, and chain up and start attacking. But I like it from a defensive perspective, even from a pure grappling sense. When I'm on the ground here and someone steps into the middle, and I don't necessarily have the luxury of getting a grip right now, which I would need for my De La Riva hook, but I'm still gonna keep my general configuration of guard, being defensive, and use that kick again, but now I'm gonna kick that rear leg out just to off-settle him. Allows me to build my base back up like we were doing before, making sure that I am attacking the knee line. So if I could get a little stumble step right there. If not, I just wanna make sure that that knee is pointing in the direction of my hip, and then quickly can use that bend in my knee to trap his Achilles, pinch my knees together. The act of pinching my knees together traps his foot. Basically, I ski booted him, right? His foot isn't even off the ground, even better, so he has no stability. Simply, I could ankle pick and just use my body to ride him down, or again, based upon our position or my opponent's reaction, I got a very little step, and he exposes his back. I come onto a nice strong body lock, settle down, stay turtles for me, and then from here, I can even start raining punches down or simply get back to my feet. Thank you guys for watching another video on TRITAC martial arts with my good buddy Leon. And please like, subscribe, comment, all that type of stuff. And the guard, as a quick review, the guard is, yes, it's hugely supportive, but also we have to look at it for its roots, which is purely self-defense. And adding one other thought on top of it, can you go on the ground real quick? If I'm in a closed guard or grounded guard position, yes, Leon can be very effective from here in a one-on-one scenario, okay? But if I've got a buddy or I am bigger, stronger, and I can be able to start hammering away, ultimately, I don't think this is a great position for self-defense. And if you look at modern MMA and the study of guard in modern MMA, it's changed drastically. Yes, there are some people who are very effective off their bottom, catching submissions, but you see that very rare nowadays. Most of the time, the guard is used as a quick stand-up position. They create space to stand up back to their feet, or it's used as a sweeping position where they can reverse the position or use a sweep as a stand-up. And I think if you're looking at MMA as a study, that to me is a great way to start learning a true self-defense guard. If you're playing BJJ in sport, obviously your guard is dynamic and have a lot of fun down there. But if you're thinking about self-defense and all-around combat, the role of the guard should be get back to feet or quickly reverse positions so you then can capitalize on that situation and get out. So again, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell Leon to fuck off. Thank you.